Well, here I am on the lot. Another Saturday. Had a few missteps today. They started putting in the ceiling in some places before they actually had the lighting in place. So we have to undo some work. But it looks like things are going along pretty well. Got the PVCs coming in. Problem is some of the PVC didn't arrive that we ordered. They turned out they didn't have what they thought they had, so it shorted the order and we have to reorder some stuff. The wall is looking pretty good, and I'll do a quick tour of the house. You can see how the skim coat's starting to come along on the outside of the house and the inside of the house. Looks like the ceilings are coming in now. All the framing for the ceilings in. They're starting to put the actual ceiling in, so it's looking pretty good. We're moving along. We've got quite a few people on site. You'll see it's pretty busy. Started putting in the actual counters, the concrete counters in the dirty kitchen, in the regular kitchen, putting a small wall up for the kitchen and the living room, so things are moving along. Okay, let's take a look at the outside and see how the epoxy resin's doing. Looks pretty good. This is like the second coat. So the first coat was primer, the second coat is an epoxy type material, and then they have to hand sand it down before they put the next coating of primer on, and then finally the paint. This is sanding the outside. It's a lot of work. The wall's almost done. There's only one wall left. It's looking pretty good. We still have to do the top. And next week I'm going to have starting working on finishing the wall, basically putting a coating over the outside of it so that the hollow blocks aren't exposed to the elements and they'll last longer. This is the last piece of the wall here. They're digging it out. They're going to put some rods in there, and they have to do that, and then we'll be ready to go next week. Let's take a walk in through the dirty kitchen in the back. You can see we're starting to work on the counters now. The counters here are made from concrete, and then you tile over the top of the counter, over the top of the concrete actually. Got the concrete in place. Got a space for the gas stove that's going to go there. We have a sink space there, and in the front here we have a space for the washing machine. So this is the back dirty kitchen. The gas stove is gas, it's gas stove. So in the front kitchen it's going to be an electric stove top induction cooker. It's going to be built into the top along with another sink. They're building the mold for it now. We just placed a location for the sink and for the stove top and everything, so they're getting the mold ready, and next week they're going to pour the concrete for that and have that in place. Take a look at it from the entrance to see what it looks like. You can see there's a half wall there. Behind that's the kitchen, and then in the back is the dirty kitchen. This is a closer look at the mold that they're working on. You see there's a lot of metal rods that they put in place to support it. Of course, this is all going to be finished and tiled when it's done. Another view from the front. The electrician's adding the extra heavier wires for the heaters in the showers. The shower, I'm gonna have a shower heater in both showers upstairs, and they require heavier wires, so he's putting those in today, adding them to our box. I'll be ready to start tiling the bathrooms next week, so I wanted to get everything else done and in place in the bathrooms. If we take a look upstairs, you'll see that the marine epoxies are already been put on most of the walls. You'll see it's white, ready to be sanded down, and we're ready for the paint. All that noise is they're putting in the ceiling. Now the ceiling in the hallway here is going to be Hardy Flex because they ran out of PVC, and I've gone to several suppliers and nobody can get any for about 2 months. So I'm going to have the common hallway as Hardy Flex, and in the bedrooms and downstairs and the bathrooms are all going to be PVC. Bathrooms especially, because I want plastic in there because it gets damp in the bathroom. We have nice windows and vents and all that, but you still get some moisture. You see the walls here, they've all been epoxied now. And the ceiling's in place, the railings, so we're ready to mount. This is the second room. They're doing the first room up front first. Right now, we'll take a look at that. You see the bathroom's ready to go. We're just going to tile that next week. So the ceiling's going in on Monday. Relatively quick. Here they're putting the PVC in place. So you can see it's screwed to the frame. It goes in panel by panel. Each panel is 10 inches wide. They're supposed to be 10 feet long, but we ran into a snag in the other room because they're actually 9.25, not 10 feet, which is really a big difference when you measure out how many panels you need for a room. So you can see here everything is made by hand. They hand fit everything and then screwed into place, and then the edges look nice. We bought edging for it, and I'll show you another picture. When it's in place, it looks really good actually. That's my wife in the background making sure they get the ceiling and everything correct that she wants done. There's the ceiling. It looks pretty good. See the edging on the side there? It's a nice fit. They got this done before I left site, but I didn't get the final product. Here on the ledge, they're doing the final finishing on the ledge, and they chiseled out some runways there because we're going to have wiring that goes to those columns there, and we're going to have lights on top of all the columns. So they're getting that ready to go, and another day or so those wires will be in place. They already ran the conduit underneath. Now they covered it up. Here's the final sanding, and it looks like we attracted a few street dogs here. We got 4 or 5 living on the site now, so they're all friendly and having fun for now. Yeah. So that's about it for today. I know a lot of people are wondering where I am in budget. Looks like I'm about $3 million in spend. My estimate for square footage plus 25,000 a square foot, the industry standard here, puts it at 4.25. So I'm still at 1.25 under budget. So I think I'm going to hit it fine. Here's my fig experiment. I finally figured out how to feed all the molds and stuff. They're growing good, so I'll be able to have my figs potted after the landscaping's done. And I'm ready to move for next week, so stay tuned and see what's going to happen then. It looks like the window guy's coming in then. I paid for all the glass. I paid quite a bit this week in prepays for glass and everything else, and a lot of that delivery is happening next week. So there'll be a lot of things happening in the next 2 weeks. Before the end of the month of July, I think 85 or 90% of the project is actually going to be done. Okay, thanks for watching, and tune in next week.